not for it not to be backwards compatible.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they were, the fact that they kind of went heavy on the games, like it's not. I mean, there was at least a few games there. Yeah, again, there was something for everybody,
Yeah,
and it's compare this to you know when they
Sony's
transition.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Sony's bullshit.
I mean,
Like, what the fuck is this? Yeah.
and compare this to their other transitions, like because I compare it to like the Wii after they were transitioning to the Wii U or the Wii U
Yeah.
transitioning. Like this is astounding. Like they're still pumping games out.
Well,
They're still
they're leaning on. Well, that's why I'm saying it's going to be backwards compatible because the thing is like Namco Bandai announced a game that I was going to get on my Switch, but I was like, I really don't want to make that jump because I don't want to play it on my Switch. And they announced that it's coming to Steam, and I'm like, great, I can buy that on Steam.
oh
Um, and I can play a better version of that game. Bait and Kato's 1 and 2.
yeah, yeah. But
So it's, I mean, you know,
yeah, yeah. But we are live with another
yay.
episode of BS Busters. Welcome, one and
Well, it's
all.
not BS Busters. This is your cast.
Sorry, not BS Busters.
This is
Project
your
Council.
cast, man.
Hey, I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. This is an episode of Project Council. Sorry about that.
All right.
But yeah, so a Nintendo Direct happened today. Um, everybody's excited about it.
It was pretty
There's a lot of
good.
yeah, there's a lot of decent things that were shown.
Yeah.
And before we get right into what they showed, I'd like my panelist member to introduce himself.
Yo, it's me, Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor of BS Busters. Glad to be on another cast. It's always good to be here. Um, and glad to be on a cast that I don't have to run. So that's great.
Yeah.
I am just a passenger on this voyage. uh, that being said, yeah, owner proprietor BS Busters, which is a cast where we talk about bullshit in the video gaming industry and pop culture. But this is a BS Busters. This is a
Project Con.
Kenoshi's pod project console, correct? So
Yeah.
I'm just here for the ride, man.
Yeah. So I have IGN pulled up, so the list is probably going to be out of order. But first game on the list is the new Legend of Zelda game. It's
Yeah,
using the
Link's Awakening engine.
Link's
Seems like.
Awakening engine, but
Yeah,
it's a bit of a twist. Instead of playing as Link, you now play as Zelda, which people have been wanting
yeah.
to do for a while.
I
But
was kind of excited until I saw that I'm playing as Princess Zelda and not Link, and I was like, eh. I'm like, nah, I'm not interested.
yeah, yeah. Also, you know, obviously it's an entirely different gameplay style.
Yeah,
More puzzle, more a lot heavier on the puzzle base. Gives
yeah,
you a seems like it gives you a significant amount of freedom on how you
yeah,
traverse the world. Um,
yeah.
you can also capture enemies like Pokemon and use them against other enemies. So
I
it,
didn't
it
see that. I just saw that you play as Princess Zelda and you can like capture echoes of environmental objects and use that to traverse the world. It's like, oh man, I got to get to the top of that cliff that's surrounded by a lake. I can use a water column. I create a water column using with my wand, and and swim up the water column to get to the top of that. I was like, oh, that's. Eh.
uh,
It's like, yeah. It's like,
I think you can use. Obviously, you can make echoes of enemies, and they can fight for you in battle. Um, Honestly, they're leaning on that whole wisdom thing because
yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, look, man. The last time we had a game where Zelda, we had two games where Zelda was the primary playable character, and both of them were trash. Okay, so I I'm kind of like I'm very like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm very, because I mean, I know a lot of people have liked the latest Legend of Zelda games. I have not. I wasn't crazy about Breath of the Wild. I wasn't crazy about Tears of the Kingdom, and the Link's Awakening remake. I thought was just kind of trash. So, like, I wasn't like, oh yeah. I was like when it first started, I'm like, oh, so it's a new Legend of Zelda game where you play as Link. Oh, that's cool. Then I was like, never mind. No, I'm good.
yeah.
It's like they were thinking this twist is gonna be amazing. I was like, no, not interested. Bye. No, thank you.
I'm doing it for you.
I'm gonna go sit down now. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go sit down now. I
You
was I was cool.
yeah, you were all hyped up as like, man, yeah, this is the
Yeah, the
game.
opening, I'm like, oh man, you're fighting Ganon. This is gonna be amazing. And it's like, never mind. No, I don't give a shit. It's like, never mind. It's like, yeah, I know that. That sounds terrible, but that's how I feel.
I think
I
that'd
know
be
some
fair.
people are gonna get mad, but that's just my opinion. And you know, assholes opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, or should. If you don't have an asshole, like you need to go see a surgeon.
Um,
But what do you think about it? Do you think it's going to be good? You think it's going to be amazing?
I didn't think it was gonna be amazing, but that was interesting. You know, different playing different character, um, different play style. I know they've been
Yeah,
experimenting with the Zelda franchise for the past several
10 years.
years.
10
Yeah,
years.
yeah, about 10 years. Yeah, um,
Long. It started with Skyward Sword.
yeah, yeah. Obviously they don't want to. They don't want to. Stick with the same old formula, but you know,
Yeah, it,
obviously, obviously you're gonna lose some people when you change
yeah,
things up, but you
yeah.
know,
I think that's my issue with the current Zeldas that they keep on experimenting, not realizing that like I like the formula. You know,
yeah,
it's like going to your favorite diner and they keep on fucking with the recipe. You're like, look, I came here because for your chicken fried steak. Stop changing shit around,
yeah,
okay? It's like, but but we're bored. I don't give a shit. I'm paying you to make it this way. God damn it! Now, if you don't
yeah.
want to do it, go hire someone who does. Shit. But that's my own personal opinion. Some people will disagree, and like I said, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
So, the long-awaited game. People have been wanting to see,
This is for you. For you.
For you.
wanting, have been clamoring for for years when they announced it, and then they
Hollow Knight
decided.
Silk Song.
Not quite. Not quite. We can't have everything at this direct. We can't have
I'm
everything at
sorry.
this direct.
I'm being a douchebag. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That is a
It's
game
my
people have been wanting to see, but just hasn't come into fruition. But
no.
they
What was the other game they announced?
the Metroid Prime 4.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was the thing they showed at the very end, and yeah. I mean, it's Metroid Prime 4. We're not gonna know what like they basically showed like a little bit of gameplay and a cinematic thing where like she meets Silux or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Um, how can I put this nicely? I want this to be good. I want it to be amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
But the
I
fact that
would
it's
like
coming
that.
to the
Yeah.
Switch, which means it's going to have all of the limitations that being on the Switch is going to um put onto it
Yeah,
makes me worried.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I felt the same way when I saw the trailer. I was like, this coming out in 2025. This might be a cross-platform game,
Yeah.
but you know,
If it's a cross-platform game, then I'm gonna play it on the next console because I know it's gonna run like shit on the Switch.
yeah, yeah.
And
But
I know some people are gonna get mad by that. Oh, don't say that. Come on, man. They're first-party games that don't run well on the Switch. Don't give me that.
yeah, yeah. But hopefully it's good. Being made by Retro, and
Yeah, I mean they're back to doing what they do best, making
yeah,
Metroid Prime games.
yeah. I
Because
bet they weren't too
uh,
thrilled about it, but they've
that's not my
Nintendo's
problem.
yeah, Nintendo.
That's look, man. Listen. Has anyone else shown the ability to make a good Metroid Prime game?
Nope. I mean, look,
There you go.
Nintendo showed him a check, and they're like, you know what? We'll do it.
We can
We'll
do
do
this.
another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
I
do
mean,
another one.
listen. Okay, they made the Donkey Kong Country Returns games. Those games are trash. Okay, and I know people are like, they were okay. Let me tell you what. Okay, we're gonna do a 1-to-1 comparison. Compare Donkey Kong Country Returns to Donkey Kong Country for the SNES. Which one is better?
I don't know. I actually prefer the. I mean, I like the SNES version, but I prefer the Wii and the Wii U version. Uh, in some ways.
There's Returns, and then there's Returns isn't bad, but if you do a 1-to-1 comparison, the original Super Nintendo version has better gameplay mechanics. The difficulty curve isn't as artificially inflated. It can get hard, but it's not like, okay, what the fuck? The
Yeah, that
controls are
game does
better.
get.
The music is better. Because
Yeah.
Returns is all fucking remixes and bad remixes at that.
Well, the thing
Okay.
is, I know
And here's the
Donkey
thing.
Kong
Donkey Kong Country, that's not even the best one in the old 16-bit series. The best one in the series is uh uh Diddy Kong's Quest. So let's compare Diddy Kong's Quest to Tropical Freeze. Now, I'll be fair. Tropical Freeze has some good music. Is it as good as Diddy Kong's Quest? No. Pretty good though. But they brought back David Wise, who did the music in the original game. So you're getting although David Wise isn't at that level that he used to be. What I mean by that is that Yoshinori, forget his name, Yoshinori, the guy who did the music for Chrono Trigger, no RPG he's made the music for is as good as the music he did for Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, there comes a time where people are just hitting at the best. Like John Williams did his best work in the 70s and the 80s. Okay? And nothing he did in the 70s and 80s after that is really at that level. Like, the Harry Potter theme music is good, but it ain't Star Wars and Indiana Jones good.
Yeah.
Okay? It ain't Superman good. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, Tropical Freeze is a good game. Do I put it on the same level as Diddy Kong's Quest? No, because once again, it has an artificially inflated difficulty cap. The gameplay mechanics, like something very simple that Rare could do, Retro just couldn't fucking figure out. Like in the SNES games, you hold down the jump button to automatically bounce off of enemies.
Yeah.
You release it to do a small bounce, which is so much more intuitive than having to press a button every time you hit an enemy in order to automatically jump off that enemy. It's a simple, small thing, and yet it makes a huge difference in platforming between the two developers and how they made those games.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, and here's the thing: a Donkey Kong game, like the Country games and Returns, those games are all about the mechanics of how it feels to move around in that world. And I'm sorry, the retro games just don't feel that. It doesn't feel good traversing the world as the Kongs in those games. Unless you're playing the new one with Funky Kong, who's just a cheap character. But the rest of them, no.
I get where they were trying to go with the controls.
No, I get what they were trying to do, but they failed. You know, it's if you write a research paper and you're trying to be all clever by half mile, but you fuck up, you still fucked up. That I mean, yeah, that's tried, but this is still a D. Now it's not a D. It's like a C. But I mean, like I said, had the original Donkey Kong Country games not been as good as they were, the retro games wouldn't have been looked up. I wouldn't look at the retro games as like, come on, man. But it's, you know, it's I mean, retro, I mean, retro at their best will never be as good as Rare at their best. Which is why it hurts it hurt so bad when Rare went down in the shitter. Because Rare was firing at a level that retro just hasn't reached and probably will never reach that level. Because retro has tried other shit and not been good at it. Whereas Rare made games of different genres, and all of them were pretty goddamn good.
Yeah.
They made racing games back on the NES, good. Platform games, good. Isometric view games that actually worked. Fighting games. Platformers. You know, like a lot of different types of games. And all, like, I mean, shit. They all were just, this shit's amazing. Retro, on the other hand, I mean, they made Metroid Prime, which is fucking amazing. And then they did Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze, which were, I mean, I know they're fans of those games, but I'm like, look, as someone who played the originals, this shit, y'all should have just called this something else. And then they, you know, they worked on, they helped finish those Mario Kart games, which, I mean, this is my Rare fanboy coming out, but I never liked Mario Kart as much as I like Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, I never got it. I never played Diddy Kong Racing.
I played the shit out of it when I was a kid. I had both.
When I saw gameplay of it, I was like, man, this actually does a lot. This looks a lot more entertaining than Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's essentially the same shit. No matter what generation Mario Kart comes in, it's the same shit. Except Double Dash. Double Dash was a real departure from what Mario Kart was. But every other game is, okay, you choose a circuit, 50cc, 100cc, 150cc, or 200. They added 200 later on. And you go through a series of tracks, and that's it. There's no storyline. You're going to have rubber banding fucking physics. So even if you are an amazing racer, you're never going to, like, blow out the competition, which is bullshit.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that about Mario Kart so much. It's the rubber banding.
Because you don't feel like you're skilled. Yeah. You don't feel skilled. Whereas Diddy Kong Racing, if you know all the shortcuts and how to, like, hit boosts and everything, you're fucking blowing out the competition. You're like, man, I got this shit on lock. So then when you finally face the boss and he's fucking, you're like, this motherfucker's tough. I know I'm good. This dude's good. You feel like it's an actual competition. Whereas in Mario Kart, even the, like, late races are like, I'm doing okay, but these enemies are fucking, don't get me, whatever. But yeah, so I'm excited for Metroid Prime 4. I'm glad Retro is finally doing what they're good at, because like I said, that original shit was just, I don't need Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I don't need any more Donkey Kong Country Returns. Please stop. Please stop. You know, Retro was the Hollywood remake of an old classic that they should have just left back in the day, like that RoboCop reboot.
Yeah.
It's like, look, man, don't. You're not gonna make it right. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
But there's another game that was announced, another series that we have not seen in a while, and
Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, Mario and Luigi Dream Team.
It's the
and
brothers. I think it's
yeah,
called the brothers or something like that.
Mother Mario and Luigi brothership.
Yeah, brothership, something like that. Yeah, it looked cool.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's coming out in just a couple months. I really like the art style. It's
Yeah, man.
heavily GBA inspired. Um,
Oh
it
yeah.
looks
I
just
wonder who's working on it.
yeah. It looks just like
Alpha Dream worked on it. Yeah, but I don't know if because Alpha Dream went bankrupt. They went under. Of
the thing is, this looks way better than the remakes they had on the 3DS.
course, it
Um,
does.
it's not even because the 3DS was the 3DS. It's just I didn't.
I think they were running out of money, and they just kind of threw that together for Alpha Dream in order to basically get something out and try and bring some money in.
Yeah,
And but the thing is like like people wanted new Paper Mario games. I mean, new Mario Luigi games, not remakes of shit they probably already had. And the 3DS was backwards compatible with the DS, so if you were a fan of those games, you already had them.
yeah. And honestly, it's just kind of like, man, the animations are really nice in this game. Uh,
Oh yeah,
and, and the 3D, I felt like the 3D art style. There was some things that were lost when they focus on the 3D art style rather than what they're
and
doing with
Dream
this one.
Team,
Yeah, rather than what they're doing here with this 2D art style.
cell
Like,
shaded.
yeah, the cell shaded art style.
Yeah,
Uh, so
I mean, I want it to be good because
yeah,
I haven't. Look, man, we haven't had a good Mario and Luigi game in years, and Paper Jam was trash.
yeah,
Because they added Paper Mario, and Paper Mario was so overpowered because he could get multiple hits per attack. So whenever you leveled up, if you just focused on like Paper Mario and just boosted his attack, you basically just destroy everything. It was
yeah,
like Mario and Luigi, yeah, you guys have a higher base attack, but if I've got Paper Mario and all like he starts out hitting at like 12, and then each of his multiple copies are hitting for like 1 point less per hit, I'm basically doing like 30, 40 points of damage in an attack with Paper Mario, but y'all are just doing 20 and 30 per hit, like for one attack. I'm like, well shit, Paper Mario's a more damaging character. I don't need the rest of y'all.
yeah.
But yeah, that was a broken character. So I'm glad they brought him back. Like I said, I wonder who's working on this game. I hope they got some of the Alpha Dream people back because it was kind of sad how those people just were kind of like, you know,
Yeah, when did they shut those people down?
Alpha Dream. Well, I can look it up. Alpha Dream.
Are they? Well, no, it's not like Nintendo shut them
They
down.
went out
They ran out of money.
2019,
Oh,
October 1st, 2019.
kind of curious if the Super Mario or if the Mario RPG guys were working on it, but
I don't
I
know
don't.
who's working on it. I think the last game they worked on was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020,
Yeah,
and everything else was just Mario and Luigi games.
yeah,
Like and they just they say that they shut down, citing sluggish revenues and high development costs, being unable to keep up with growing debt. And it says that they had 465 million in debt in 2018.
yeah,
So you know
yeah.
which 465 million yen is like it's like 3 million. Hey, let me
Yeah,
check. 465 yen here, let me go to Google. 465 million yen translated yen to USD. That's like $3 million. So
yeah,
I think they were a small developer and they just couldn't, they couldn't cut it.
yeah. it's a damn shame.
Yeah, because they were a good developer. I mean, like, I wasn't a huge fan of Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, but Dream Team was amazing.
Yeah.
Um, Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions and Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. Like, they tried to add more stuff to it, but the problem was it just kind of was. It was too little, too late because all they had was Mario and Luigi, and when the 3DS started going out, people stopped buying games for it. The software sales were going down, and so they tried to pivot to Android and iOS, but by then it was too late. And the last game they made was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games 2020 for Sega, and it just didn't. It's sad because they'd been in business for almost 20 years. They started in 2001, and they went out in 2019, so they almost had 2 decades.
Yeah. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D.
That's right, man. Dragon Quest 3. People have been looking forward to this game. This is technically the first game in the franchise.
Yeah, I think they're bringing out. I think it's 3-1. Is it 3-2-1?
One, it's 2, 1, and 2. Then they're doing HD 2D remakes for all 3. I guess the first one, 3, which is technically the first game in the series. And then in Japan, they later retranslated the main character's name of this trilogy as Erdrick, but I was playing this game when they used the Japanese the original translation, which is Loto. Okay, so this is part of the Loto trilogy. So in the third game, you're playing as the guy who will eventually become known as Loto. And if you play Dragon Quest 1, you play the descendant of Loto. So all that awesome equipment that you have at the end of Dragon Quest 3, that your character gets stuck in the world below the clouds, and and you just have to kind of make a life because the Rainbow Bridge that's supposed to take you back, it collapses before you can get there. So you're stuck down there. So you got to make a life. Well, you're the descendant of that guy, and all that awesome equipment. That's the shit that he had in the third game. Yeah, so it's a trilogy. Technically, if you want to play it chronologically, the first game is 3, then 1, and then 2.
Yeah.
Although to be honest with you, 2 is way harder than 3, because 3 you have classes and you can change your classes and class up and become more powerful, whereas 2 is like 1 is kind of like. I mean, it's hard, but it's not. It's hard. It's tough, but it's like when you fuck up, it's your fault. Because there's areas, it's like, oh, if you're low level, don't go in this area, and you take your ass over there and get wrecked, and you're like, well, that's on me, because they told me not to go over there until I was a certain level, and I could afford certain equipment. That's my fault. Fucked up.
Yeah. It's coming out too. A lot of the games they announced that this Direct are coming out this year, unlike Sony's and Microsoft, which.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they should. They've been working on this a while. Oh. And this is not Switch exclusive. This is also coming to PC.
Yeah, that's what
I just need to. This is also coming to PC. So if you don't have a Switch or you don't want to boot up your Switch, like me,
I'm definitely getting this on PC.
Yeah, so I can cheat, give myself a lot of gold coins, get my tiny medals so I can get good shit early. Like tiny medals. That's how you get the best shit in Dragon Quest, the tiny medals.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip this game because we kind of belabored it. Donkey Kong. Remake, obviously. Well, it's not a remake. It's just an up-res version of the Wii game that came out. Feels like 100 years ago.
10 years ago.
Was it 10 years? Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe no, because it originally came out on the Wii, so like 15 years ago.
Yeah. We really want to talk about Mario Party.
I mean, it's Mario Party.
If you've played one Mario Party, you've played them all.
You've played them all, yeah. There's been no substantial change to this fucking franchise. You're getting Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection.
Yeah, I think.
And you're getting a beat 'em up in this collection that hasn't been released on home consoles ever.
Oh,
The
that's
Punisher.
crazy.
The Punisher. You're getting the Punisher. Yeah, this is the game where you can play as Nick Fury or uh, Frank Frank Castle,
Yeah.
and it ultimately culminates with these two characters fighting their way up to the Kingpin and beating the shit out of him. Yeah, man. Look, this is worth getting just for the Punisher because that game has never been released on home consoles.
Yeah. I probably.
That arcade game. Like, I think like Capcom did some fucking bullshit ass like $300 arcade stick mini arcade thing that had the game on it, but it was like $300-$400, some shit like that, some ridiculously high price for like, I think like maybe like 10 games, and one of them was the Punisher, and I think Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
So here you go, folks. Totally worth it.
I might double dip on this game. Might get a physical copy for the Switch, and then get buy it on Steam. I don't know.
Yeah,
I might.
I mean, I might get it just because, like this game never came. Like, the only way you could play this game was by getting it on.
MAME.
Yeah, you had to get a MAME emulator. You had to get an arcade emulator
Yeah.
because that was the only way you could play it. So the fact that it's now on console in some way, shape, or form, and PC, because I'm pretty sure this is going to come to PC too. I'm totally getting this shit. I'm getting it on PC because reasons. But yeah, man, the Punisher and other shit too. I mean, you're getting the good Marvel vs. Capcoms. You're getting Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Marvel versus Street Fighter, X-Men, Children of the Atom, X-Men versus Street Fighter. I mean, you're getting all the shit people wanted for years.
Yeah.
And
Finally,
Capcom's
right?
like, no, we can't do it. No, bro, we can't. No, it's too difficult. I'm like, what is so hard about this? Just give people what they fucking want, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Marvel eased up on the licensing fees. Like, you know what? Because a lot of Marvel games have come out in the past couple of years. With Spider-Man stuff, you have the Wolverine stuff coming out. You
Yeah,
have what's the vampire game?
Blade.
Blade. That's coming. That was teased. You also have some smaller stuff like that card game. Um,
Uh, Marvel. Marvel. The one that's like that was done by the XCOM people, but it flopped because people were like, this isn't exactly what I wanted.
yeah.
Yeah, and I got that game for cheap off of Indie Bundle or something, and I was like, it's not bad, but it's not what I wanted.
Yeah. Um, Obviously, there's that Marvel Heroes multiplayer game coming out. So, yeah, they're probably being a lot more liberal with their They're being a bit more liberal with their licensing when it comes to video games. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the big issue with it. Is just it wasn't like is that the big issue with that game was just they kind of didn't like if you do a Marvel game, like people forget you can't just have the IP. The game has to be good.
yeah,
You can't just, oh, it's a Marvel game. Okay, because the Marvel games I remember were also good. Like, Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is considered to be the hallmark, the bellwether good Spider-Man game, is Spider-Man 2. It was based on the movie, but it's a legit good game in and of itself. And everyone's like, well, Sony's Spider-Man game, I'm going to let you in a little secret. Sony's two Spider-Man games that everyone loves so much are basically the same template as Spider-Man 2, just
yeah,
with better combat.
yeah,
The web slinging, it's the same shit.
and nicer graphics. Yeah,
I mean, the graphics are. I mean, once you get to the 6th gen, the graphical upgrade is like, eh. Especially if you're going at high speed, I'm not paying attention to the building anyway. I'm trying to get to that marker where I got to fight that guy. I don't give a fuck about that window. Look at the detail. I don't give a shit. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. You got to have a good game. Because if it's something that started in the 6th gen, the graphics don't mean as much as having good gameplay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Hulk. We haven't had a good Hulk game since the 6th gen. Hulk Ultimate Destruction. That game's amazing.
Yeah.
PC version. I mean, the we haven't had a good Hulk game since then.
Yeah.
But whatever.
All right, Nintendo's releasing more games for their online store. Metroid.
But some good ones this time.
Yeah. Link to the Past, Turok, and Perfect Dark.
Yeah, they're doing Link to the Past with 4 swords. Now, to be fair, for the 4 swords, the one on the Game Boy is on the Game Boy Advance is kind of trash. But hey, man, can't go wrong with Link to the Past. Perfect Dark, one of the best first-person shooters of the 5th gen. Turok, another good first-person shooter of the 5th gen. And of course, Metroid Zero Mission, which is fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, for once, they dropped some good games on their virtual console.
It's Metroid Zero Mission is the definitive way to play the original Metroid game.
Yeah, don't play the original Metroid. Play Zero Mission. Zero Mission is so much better.
Yeah.
Because Zero Mission has a map. Look, it's one small thing, a map. It makes it easier.
Did you sit there?
It's like,
draw? Were you one of the kids
what?
that sat there? Were you one of the kids that sat there and drew a map when you were playing the original Metroid game?
No, because I was 1 year old when the original Metroid came out.
Oh.
I couldn't play it. I played it after the fact when it came to the Game Boy Advance when they did like they were doing like mini classic collections of like their old games. So the original Mario, Metroid, Legend of Zelda, and I remember playing it and I'm like, and this is coming from someone who the first Metroid I ever played was Samus Returns. But Samus Returns had a radar which told you where to go to find the next Metroid. So even though you didn't have a map, you still had like, okay, go over here. There's Metroids over here. You have nothing in the, like, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And I was like 12, 13 years old. No idea. That game is hard to play these days. So if you're going to play the original Metroid, play Zero Mission. It's much better. I would say in some ways, mechanically, Zero Mission is better than Fusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it. Don't at me, bro.
Nintendo World Championship NES Edition gets a new look.
I mean,
If
you care, it's like, look, if you care about that, good for you, I guess.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Nintendo Switch Sports is adding
or as I like to call it, this is not Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Not as fun, not as interesting, not Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Wii Sports was like, I guarantee if you have a party and you pull out Wii Sports, you can still have fun with friends. Playing like Nintendo Switch Sports is like, this isn't as fun. I don't know why, but it just,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a new look. So if you care about that.
And obviously, they gave another look at the Legend Horizon adventure game. at the Lego.
Yeah, Lego. Yay, Lego. Lego. It's like people would really rather have a new Lego game, like a new Lego. Maybe do a new Lego Star Wars. I don't know.
Yeah. And I guess a mobile game is getting ported to the Switch.
Yes,
Fantasia.
Fantasian, which was created by the Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sakaguchi.
Yeah.
That's right. Now this was originally on Apple Arcade.
Take me to the
So yeah, I'll probably get this because it is from Hironobu Sakaguchi. Um, you know, I've never played a bad Hironobu Sakaguchi game except for Final Fantasy 12, 10 2. But that game, I feel like that game was a fuck you to Square Enix. It just feels kind of like, hey, fuck you. It just kind of feels like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, fire me because a movie did poorly. Hey, fuck you. How about this? That's what it feels like. Now, is that what it is? I don't know, but that's what it. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I mean that's just notable because of the pedigree of the people making it. Not like because I heard like it was a mobile RPG, but I mean you can actually kind of do RPGs on mobile. That's
Yeah.
not difficult. It's like games where you really kind of have to have. So I don't know if that's good or not. I hope that it's better.
Yeah. I hope it's halfway decent.
Yeah. Uh, then we have a game that isn't a mobile game that looks like it. Tales of the Shire
Yeah.
lets you live a life as a hobbit. Yeah, ugly little people with hairy feet.
Yeah.
Hey, you like that shit? You like it? You like it? Fantasia and Neo Dimension looks like a last gen console game, or the gen before, like something that would be on a home console or a handheld. Whereas Tales of the Shire looks like a mobile game.
Yeah.
Looks like some shit that'd be on the phone with microtransactions.
Tons and tons of microtransactions. Yep.
Now, isn't that some irony for your ass, huh?
Another cozy game. Gotta have one of those. That's one of the things that the Switch has a lot of because Animal Crossing did fantastic with these farming
Yeah,
games.
but Animal Crossing has built its brand. Like they built that brand from the ground up.
Yeah. Yeah, that was at least, what, like 20, 30 years of content? Or,
Well, technically, wasn't the first Animal Crossing on the N64? It just didn't come to America.
I think so. I believe so.
Yeah, and then it started during the sixth gen, and then the handhelds. Animal Crossing they've been building that brand for like 20, 30. Well, see, technically with the N64 came out in 97. So 30, like 20, let's see, 37. So 31 year? No, let's see. Let me see when the N64 came out. Let me wiki this shit. Oh shit. Wikipedia Animal Crossing. Because I don't like saying shit not being factually correct. Because that's a douchey thing to do. Okay, so the first Animal Crossing came out 2001 for the N64.
Yeah.
All right. So 2001 to 2021. So it's a 23-year-old franchise.
Yeah.
All right. 23 years old. Okay. So Nintendo's been building this shit for 23 years. All
Yeah.
right. Brick by brick, step by step, bit by bit. This isn't some shit they just pulled out of their asses. Hey guys, let's make a game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
And I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some hardcore what are they called? Hobbit fans who don't like the franchise, Lord of the Rings fans who don't really want to play as a Hobbit. No one wants to play as a Hobbit.
yeah.
If you were playing a Lord of the Rings RPG, like tabletop game, would you pick Hobbit?
Probably not.
I mean, you probably go elf, dwarf, human, orc, goblin. Yeah, you want someone. I mean, like the only person who would play as a hobbit is if they were forced to play as a hobbit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, we need someone to play as a hobbit. Okay, flip a coin. Who's doing it? Who's not? First person touches their nose. Last person touches their nose is playing as the hobbit. Like some person wasn't paying attention. Fuck, I'm playing as a hobbit. God damn it! Shit. Yeah. So yeah, just I mean, and they can't even. They're like, you get to create your own hobbit and live out your life by gardening, fishing, cooking, building relationships, solving problems, outfitting yourself and your home, and more. I'm like, that sounds cool for Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon or Rune Factory, you know, those life sims. If you're playing a game set in the Lord of the Rings universe, don't you want to go on adventures and do cool shit?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like Nintendo saying, "Hey guys, we're releasing a new Zelda game. Okay, what are you doing it? Oh, like you going in dungeons, you exploring? Oh no, you just build a house, garden, sim, farm, raise domestic animals for their animal products." Actually, that would be kind of fun. In a Legend of Zelda world, because if you abuse your chickens, they'll kill you. Oh god, the cuckoos have gone crazy. They killed our scarecrow and now they're coming after us. Got to barricade yourself into your house because they'll kill you. But yeah, no. Can I collectively say that no one gives a shit about Tales of the Shire?
Yeah. No one gives a shit about Hello Kitty either.
I mean, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, I think is more vibrant and more useful than the other shit. Because the thing is, Hello Kitty is interesting.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, Hello Kitty has a vibrant. Hello Kitty has a vibrant fan base. There's young girls who like Hello Kitty shit, so I can understand the audience for this. But Tales of the Shire, I'm like. You think some fucking neckbeards who are fans of Lord of the Rings give a fuck about this game? Never mind. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm pretty sure someone will like Hello Kitty's Animal Crossing. I'm pretty sure someone will like it.
Yeah.
I know there's an audience for this. The other one, I'm just like, okay, like what the fuck? Yeah, this is totally Animal Crossing. This is legally distinct Animal Crossing with a Hello Kitty aesthetic.
Yeah.
So good for them. Disney's Illusion Island. Yeah, it's an illusion. It's an island. It's an illusion island.
For you.
I mean, the art style looks good. This looks like what Rayman Legends kind of was, except with Disney characters.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty fun.
If I was really into Disney characters, it would be really interesting, but I'm not, so eh.
Yeah.
That's the one problem. I don't give a shit about Disney characters. Except for the ones I grew up with. So, like, you know, Goof Troop, Gargoyles, Gummy Bears, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck. Rescue Rangers, DuckTales.
Luigi's Mansion 2. Um,
Yay! They're remaking a game that. Yeah, I thought Luigi's Mansion 2 was weaker than the first one.
yeah.
Because instead of it being one big mansion that you explored, it was like mini mansions, which felt kind of it cheapened the experience a little bit.
Yeah.
For me, but I know some people loved it. We've got Lego. I mean, Funko Fusion.
Yeah, this thing. Oh,
It's Legos, but not legally
This thing-
distinct Legos.
This thing looks.
That's what this is.
Yuck. I don't understand how Funkos became as popular as they are.
Because
They can
people
just
wanted to
custom
have.
things.
Well, Funko became popular because people who were fans of a particular IP wanted a little like tchotchke, uh, gimmicky type of thing that didn't look so nerdy that they had to explain it away. I mean, this looks kind of interesting. It's kind of like, I mean, this is basically like the Lego, that Lego thing that bombed, where you like have little figures. It looks interesting.
It's
You know?
those Funko things are they're so hideous looking. I hate
Well, I mean, the
looking at
thing is, they don't look distinct enough to where you can tell what the fuck you're looking at.
them.
Like, they all look just generically, I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason I can tell what they're actually doing is because of what they're in. Like, this is Jurassic Park. This is Shaun of the Dead. This is Back to the Future. This is Chucky. Like, this is like, I can only tell because of what they're in, not from the character itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if it's coming to PC, I might get it just to take a look at it, you know, have some content for my channel.
Yeah.
Like, not because I actually, you know, oh my god, this is amazing.
So Metal Slug is getting a tower defense game.
That's right.
Don't know how people feel about that. I have.
I mean, it looks interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I have a couple of the Metal Slug games. When they came out on Steam. Pretty fun, pretty hard. Definitely, I could see this. You know, being a quarter eater back in the day when it was in arcades.
It was. I mean, let me put it this way. It's Metal Slug. It's a Metal Slug tower defense game, which probably means it's going to be hard as hell. I would totally get this game if the people who make this game weren't owned by a really fucked up organization. So I'm not getting it. But hey, you know,
Metal Slug.
people want to do that, knock themselves out.
I know. I bet there's some people that said Metal Slug bullied them out of their lunch money.
I mean, you mean their parents? Because you didn't have money. Your parents had money. You asked them for quarters. Hey, can I get a quarter to play the game? Your parents, you go to the pizza parlor or to the arcade, and they give you like 50 cents or whatever, or some tokens. You're like, yeah, this isn't enough. Well, make it enough.
Yeah.
Get out of my face.
Darkest Dungeon 2.
That's right, y'all. You can die repeatedly on different runs until you unlock everything and can actually win.
Yeah. So
there you go.
And the dungeons.
Darkest Dungeon 2.
And the dungeons.
If I didn't already have this game on Steam, what?
The dungeons are randomized, right? So you pretty much
I think Darkest Dungeon 2, the runs are randomized, but I think there is like a certain I think some of it's handcrafted, some of it's procedurally generated. I know the big thing about this game is that unlike the first one where like each run was randomized and the dungeons that you went into, it was the same dungeon, but like how the rooms were set up was different. I think this one, it's like you have the same companions, but like you're I forget I forget how they basically how it was completely different, because I have the game, I haven't played it yet. I downloaded it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play this. I got so much shit to play.
Yeah, I hear you.
Too much shit.
Looney Tunes, Wacky World of Sports. So
That's right.
they're making a Looney Tunes sports game.
I mean, it's like NBA Jam.
Wow.
2-on-2.
Okay.
You know, it's 2-on-2. You know, this looks like it could be interesting if you're a Looney Tunes fan, which I kind of always like Looney Tunes over Disney.
Yeah. Same
I mean, the
here.
art style's a little shit,
Yeah, it's not exactly gonna win any awards for best art.
but I mean, they're the Looney Tunes. That it doesn't have to be that detailed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just have to look kind of like Bugs Bunny, kind of like Taz, kind of like Daffy. I mean, my only thing is like it's like different sports. I'm like, the problem with this is that um you know, like, they should have focused on maybe 2 or 3 sports, because it's going to be a shitty version of all of them instead of there having that many. But whatever.
Yeah. Stray is coming to the Switch. A game where you play as a cat.
Yay!
Yeah.
People
And
who love cats.
yeah. And
I
then
mean,
there's
I don't give a fuck about cats, but yeah, you know, you do you.
Mio, Memories in Orbit. Um, Apparently another Metroidvania game.
Looks interesting though. There's your robot, a weird looking robot.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's a new Among Us stuff. Eh,
Yeah, apparently that was the game that gave away the date of the Nintendo Direct. Apparently.
that's not good. Nintendo
Yeah.
probably got mad. They're like, we're gonna sue somebody. You're gonna get sued. We're never giving you any information ever again. But Among Us is really popular. You need us. You're right. We do need you. Just don't do that shit again
Yeah.
because of money.
Yeah. Um,
Ace Attorney,
Ace Attorney.
the collection, which includes remasters of Miles Edgeworth and Prosecutor's Gambit, which apparently Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit has never been in English. So you get a new game. It's
What?
never been localized.
Here's yeah. And then there's
Uh,
Phantom
Phantom
Brave,
Brave. Yeah, a new Phantom Brave game.
which isn't doing it for me art style wise. Too
I mean,
chibi-ish.
it's like a chibi version of Disgaea, which makes sense considering that it was made by the guy who, the team. It was created by the guy who did Disgaea, so it kind of makes sense that it would look like
Oh,
Disgaea.
yeah.
The problem
Yeah, that
is,
makes sense.
I'm not. Yeah, I tried to play the original Phantom Brave, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah.
I was like, "This isn't doing it for me."
Let's see. What the heck? Farmy. Can't pronounce that. Breaks together monsters, combat, collecting, and farming. Oh,
Farmigia.
Farmigia. Farmigia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Farmagia is basically, it's the fairy tale and rave master creator Hiro Mashima is teaming up with Marvelous to bring fans Farmigia, a new game all about monster combat and farming. Grow your army of monsters and take a stand against a despotic overlord when Farmigia launches on November 1st.
So Animal Crossing meets Pokemon. Okay.
Yeah, except you grow your monsters instead of capturing them. So, you know, you can grow a wolf, a dragon, a lion, a bee, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds interesting. Look, man, I like farming sim games. Even the RPG like ones, I like them.
Yeah.
But you know, like I don't know if this is going to be good or not, and I don't care. I just want to try something different. The more different shit we have, the better it is for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, don't do. You shouldn't want the same shit over and over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're, unless you come specifically to a franchise for that one thing.
Yeah.
Which sometimes there's that case. Like I want my Legend of Zelda. I need to have, 8 to 12 to 13 to 14 dungeons. I need dungeons with puzzles in them. And I need an awesome soundtrack. If I can get that, I'm happy. If I don't get that, I'm like, okay, you're fucking up, Steve.
Yeah. All right. The 100 line, Last Defense Academy. Next game
Yeah.
from the creators of
Danganronpa fans rejoice as the
Danganronpa.
100 line Last Defense Academy is on its way and will cast players as Takumi Sumino, a character who must protect his school from the school invaders for 100 days. Along the way, Takumi will interact with 15 of his companions who are all trying to reclaim their lost everyday lives. I
Sounds
mean, this
dramatic.
seems really anime-y
Yeah.
and I mean that in a pejorative type of way.
Yeah.
I'm like anime visual novelty where I guess the real draw is going to be the art style, but if that art style ain't doing it for you, then you ain't going to give a shit about the game.
And it ain't doing it for me. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I was
It ain't
about to
doing
say
it
that
for me.
that art style ain't doing shit for me. I'm like,
No.
no.
No. Man, modern anime art style just this doesn't
It
look
either
good.
hits or it doesn't.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. It's either really
Yeah.
good and it's like really like, oh, this is some great looking shit, or it's just like, what are you
What is
doing?
this? Well, sometimes they
Like,
switch it up. There was this ninja show on Netflix that like the first two episodes are just amazing, hand drawn, some of the best. I mean, this shit looks amazing. The fight choreography is amazing, and then the rest of the show is like they're in mech suits fighting each other. I'm like, this shit, and it's all like 3D CGI animation. I'm like, this is trash. Why'd you
yeah,
start so strong and then fuck it up later on? Why? Don't do that. So yeah, this looks like I saw it. I was like, eh. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's someone from who has a Switch, and this is going to be amazing for them. I am not one of those people. Let me put it. It's not me.
the only show I've seen that was able to mix CGI and 2D animations fairly well, at least the one show that sticks out to me the most, is probably Demon Slayer. Other than that, it typically looks bad a lot of the times when they do that.
Yeah, because in your head, to your eye, you want the animation to blend together. You want it to
Yeah,
complement each other. So basically, if you have 2D hand drawn animation, it has to look like 2D hand drawn animation. But you can use CGI animation, but make it look 2D because that's what X-Men '97 is, and that's what the Samurai Jack remake was. It was all computer generated animation, but it looked like hand drawn animation. So people were like, "Oh, I like this."
yeah, yeah,
It just basically the animation has to be consistent. It has to follow the rules of its own world.
yeah,
Unless it's
yeah,
supposed to be like mixed up animation where you have like 3D animation with 2D animation, then it just like you kind of have to buy into the fact that this is going to look disconcerting. Like okay, I gotta, sometimes it works. Like that Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers animated movie where like you go to like the toon part of town basically, and you have like different styles of animation together. It's like oh, this
yeah,
kind of works.
yeah,
But it's like you accepted that this is the world they live in, and you obviously would have different versions of these animated characters walking around. It makes sense.
yeah, yeah. versus versus the Berserk. What was it? The Berserk 2016. Oh man.
Oh yeah, that 3D animation was terrible.
Woo!
It was like I'm like if people
Oh,
like a
looks
friend of
so
mine was like,
bad.
"Hey man, should I watch it?" I'm like, "No, do me a favor, go watch the 2D animated version. It's much better.
Yeah, either watch
Go
the
watch that, you'll be much happier."
either watch the '97 one, which frankly by everybody or by a lot of people I've come across, that's the best one, or watch the three movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but don't watch that 3D because 3D animation is just not good. It's not good 3D animation.
No, no, it's really bad. And those sound effects too. Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god. Who
It's
signed
if
off
you're a
on this
Berserk
shit?
fan, it will make you angry. If you want to get into Berserk, don't watch it because you'll not you're not gonna like Berserk after you watch. Like, no, I don't need to watch that. No, but it's amazing. No, I don't. I don't need to watch that. It can't be that good. Look at the animation. It's trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like when they tried to bring back Yu Yu Hakusho and it was like 3D animation instead of 2D animation, and it was so bad. It was like, what the fuck is this, dude?
Ooh.
Bro, come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. Don't do this.
It's like when they apparently they're doing a Trigun revival. I don't know if it came out. I don't know if you saw it. It's like, oh man.
You heard my
Oh.
sigh? You
Yeah.
heard my sigh right there?
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge Trigun fan. Like Trigun came out at that time where there were three like sci-fi westerns out. Okay, there was Cowboy Bebop, there was Outlaw Star, and then there was Trigun. And for me, I had to choose one to watch. And while I like the music of Cowboy Bebop, I don't really like the rest of it all that much.
Yeah.
I'm much more of a fan of Outlaw Star. Like I like Outlaw Star because Outlaw Star has the story fits together, and while it's a world I would love to revisit, it's like I can just watch what it originally was. Plus, Gene Starwind is cool. He like every single female character on that crew he fucked. He's like, wow, Gene, you the man, Gene. He was railing everything on that ship except for Jim the Kid. It's the samurai chick, the Kataru girl, the Melfina, shit, who else? The space police lady. Like basically, what I'm saying is Gene Starwind. Gene Starwind was living the dream. Okay. And he wasn't like permanently depressed because his girlfriend died, like Spike Spiegel. It's like, man, shut up. My girlfriend, blah blah, she's dead. Man, shut the fuck up. Sorry, I know a lot of people like Spike Spiegel, but I found him to be annoying. I know some people are gonna get mad by that, but I don't care. That's my opinion. Everyone has one.
Romancing Saga 2?
Oh yeah, yeah. This game They did a remake of this for like a re-release, a localized re-release of the original game. This game is a lot of people who played it in Japan liked it, except for the ending because it just ends. Like the ending of the game just ends. If they fix the ending, I might get this game because it needs a better ending than this. But if you're a fan of the Saga franchise, which I am, you might just get it because it's cool. The battle system's a little bit different. It's like the modern games a little bit more, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, I'll pick it up. I might pick it up.
Yeah. On sale, wait for a sale, get it.
Yeah, it's it's part of that history when SquareSoft was SquareSoft. So
Yeah, and not Square Enix, which I mean, Square Enix is like a curse word for RPG fans. Oh, it's Square Enix. Fuck. Damn it. Not Square Enix. Square Enix is like that guy coming to the party. You're like, shit, this dude showed up. God damn it.
yeah.
We were having a good time till your ass came up here. We were having fun till you came up here.
Yeah. start to finally learn their lesson.
Maybe. I mean, they had to lose millions of dollars.
Yeah, they were like, yeah,
um,
let's just take all of Sony's money and just stay there for a while. Oh wait, this
yeah,
isn't working out for us. Oh wait, we're
yeah.
actually
'Cause these
losing
games
money.
are getting so expensive
Oh
to make
shit.
that even just staying on Sony's platform isn't helping us. Plus, Sony never bothered to actually grow their JRPG franchise when they started making money off of the other westernized bullshit that comes to Sony platforms these days. So, you know, we're just catering to a market that's shrinking on this one platform.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then
Fairy
there's
Tale 2.
yeah, experience the Fairy Tale 2. Did you ever get into that anime? I never. All I heard was.
I got to the first 2 or 3 volumes of it, and I was like, "This is interesting," but then, for some reason, they never got the next 2 volumes at the bookstore I was at. So I was like, "Okay, I'm not like, because if you're gonna get into a series, you want to like know that you're gonna get a new volume every, you know what I mean, when it comes
Mhm.
out." And they just stopped it too. So I just, I'm like, oh, Natsu Dragneel. He's a human who was raised by a dragon, and the dragon gifted him some of his powers. That's cool. And the dragon who gave him his powers was the fire dragon. He eats like fire and shit. That's cool and all. And it just, I don't know, man. It's interesting because I get like, for the Fairy Tale, I get like a strong rave master, which makes sense because the guy who created Fairy Tale also created uh, Rave Master.
Yeah.
I get like a Rave Master One Piece vibes off of it, but Fairy Tale doesn't have nearly as many episodes, so you can actually get through it.
Yeah. I just know that a lot of people were dogging on at least the anime, a lot. I don't know if it's just one of those things that Fairy Tale is wildly popular, so it's also popular to hate it. Uh,
Yeah, I think that's
you
the
know,
case because the
one of those
animation.
things.
I mean, like the people who are if people are gonna rag on the animation of Fairy Tale, then they got to rag on the animation of Rave Master. But people didn't really say that animation was terrible. It's fine.
It's like
Like,
it's like when people, because I remember back in the day when Naruto first hit the states, and it was like
yeah,
it was wildly popular, but it was also
yeah.
wildly popular to hate the show. And some of those same people who hated Naruto, flocked to No Hero Academia. It's like all those
Which is
characters are basically
functionally
the same.
Naruto with. It's functionally My Hero Academia is Naruto with softer edges.
Yeah,
Like the characters aren't as hard edged, but it's functionally the same shit.
yeah, a lot of the same ideas. Like
Like you've
but
got a character, you have your Naruto, who's the character who gets the All Might ability, and then you have his Sasuke, which is the kid who's like, yeah, I'm gonna be a villain or whatever. I'm like, we've seen this before, and it wasn't like, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. The quote unquote friendship between Naruto and Sasuke
it didn't
is
make
the
any
weakest
freaking
part
sense.
of Naruto.
Yeah, it didn't make any freaking sense. It
It's like, why are they friends? Like, Sasuke's a piece of
was
shit. Like, why are you friends with
exactly.
someone who's a complete piece of shit?
Yeah, it's just Kishimoto is kind of bad at writing. No, he's just bad at writing relationships. Like
Yeah.
he has some strong points when it comes to like character development of certain characters, but when it comes to relationships, it's just not great at writing them.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, oh, like Naruto, I want to be the Hokage, which means I have, Hokages make tough decisions to keep their villages safe, right? And yet I'm going to spare the life of a person who tried to kill everyone in this village.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes no goddamn sense.
He tried to put duct tape over. There was already a great amount of damage, but he tried to fix it with duct tape by saying that Sasuke and Naruto are the reincarnation of Ashura and Indra. It's like, and they've been warring for throughout their life
And
cycles.
here's what I'm gonna say.
Why?
If they want to go with, okay, Ashura and Indra, those are like in the Bhagavad Gita, like Buddhist, sorry, Hindu religion. Okay, let's take it, since he wants to go ancient religious text. Let's go to Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
Cain slew Abel. Because I mean, but even if you don't go by that, by the laws of every single fucking village in that world, when Sasuke tried to destroy the village of the Hidden Leaf, he signed his death warrant.
Yeah.
He made that choice, knowing that his family was fucking crazy, and that his brother was actually following the law. It's like, oh, they tried to commit treason. They gotta go. I'm sorry, that was the rules. Like, I mean, shit. I mean, that should have ended, you know. The ending of that should have been like, you know, Naruto goes to Sakura, like, I'm sorry, baby girl, look that way. Okay, so you wanna destroy the village that I grew up in, that my father gave his life to protect, that my father cursed me to carry the soul, the spirit, the to be bound to a 9-tailed demon beast by your many times removed great grandfather, because your family's fucking trash. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill you and hope that you never have children, so this bloodline dies out. That's the only way to save this, is to wipe out the Uchihas entirely. Nah, the power of friendship will overcome everything. And characters who should have lived died so that Sasuke could live. Rock Lee's father, or not, well, Guy Lee. Guy Lee wasn't his father, but basically his father.
It's like a surrogate. Yeah.
But we had to keep this bastard around. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
It's some bullshit. It's 100% bullshit.
Yeah. As much as
I'm a Naruto fan, and I'm like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, as much as I do enjoy the series, it has its problems.
Yeah. But the thing, there's so many other things that are good about it. It's just that relationship between Naruto and Sasuke, it doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of things. Because it's basically, because Sasuke was popular, he wanted to keep him from being punished for the fucked up shit he did, which is that's just terrible. Like, why would you, you know, like the guy who wrote Yu Yu Hakusho, Tagoro dies.
Yeah.
And then he goes to hell because he did some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So does the guy that Sasuke's ancestor took over his body to kill. That gay guy who was like, I saw the evils of mankind and mankind must die. It's like his boyfriend takes him into a pocket dimension because he's like, if he comes out here, his ass has to pay. It's like, only in Naruto land can you be an irredeemable piece of shit. Shit, they even bring back what's his name? That dude who gives off pedophile vibe, Orochimaru.
Yeah.
They bring him back. I'm like, this son bitch, for real.
Yeah.
This pervy ass, pedophile looking motherfucker.
He has such a weird, like, Kishimoto has just such a weird philosophy when it comes to, you know, human beings and whatever. It's like, he for some reason, I don't know if this was an interview or somebody, I don't remember who brought this up, but he's basically like, you know, I can't, you know, deal with the fact that, you know, somebody could be that evil. That's like,
yeah. Look, this dude killed his master. He killed his master. The fourth, was it the fourth Hokage?
I think so.
No, the third Hokage. He killed the third Hokage.
Yeah.
He killed the third Hokage, and you're gonna bring this guy back? Are you fucking, dude? No. Yeah. They redeemed Pain. Pain killed his master. people being redeemed who were irredeemable.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Toriyama started this shit by redeeming Vegeta.
But the thing about Pain is Pain's a little he has a bit more of a sympathetic villain versus the other villains that you.
I guess, but then he did kill his master.
Yeah, I mean
Like
that's
if you
true.
like,
True.
it's like this, right? It's like with Star Wars, right? The new Star Wars movies, we're supposed to be like, oh man, Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren killed his father and tried to kill, and let's say essentially killed his mother. Once you kill your parents, I have no sympathy for you.
Yeah.
There's no, oh well, no, fuck you, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no like, well, no, I don't know shit. No.
Well.
There's no forgiveness for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you kill your parents, and I know people are like, well, your master, yeah, but functionally, your master is kind of like a surrogate parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. They teach you, they train you, they protect you, they guide you. If you're killing your masters, there's no sympathy for you.
Yeah.
Zero sympathy. You get no sympathy. Okay? So it's like, well, I didn't know. No, fuck you. Fuck you. No. No, you get no sympathy for you. Sympathy is for people who do sympathetic things, okay? Shit. Let me put it this way. Even Darth Vader didn't try and kill his mother or his son. Think about that.
Yeah. Anyway, the last game, the new Degna, uh,
Denpaman.
oh Dempa,
Denpaman,
is,
yeah.
is free to play. I've never played.
Yay!
What is this?
I mean,
Another
Denpaman, there were
microtransaction?
3 games released for the 3DS where you could use Street Pass to, share your Denpaman. I guess it was bigger in Japan than it was here. I got all 3 games. I thought they were all right. Denpaman basically is a RPG where you basically level up and fight with your Denpaman, and like different color Denpaman along with the shape of their head determines what their qualities are. So different Denpamen are good against different type of enemies. So like, let's say you're fighting a certain type of enemy, you need a fire Denpamen or poison Denpamen or an electric Denpamen against certain types of enemies, or water Denpamen, whatever. And I mean, it's I mean, the fact that it's free to play means that there's probably going to be microtransactions to it, which is terrible.
Oh yeah, I mean, this game looks ripe for microtransactions.
Yeah,
Absolutely
and I
ripe.
hate microtransactions so much.
Mm.
Like I hate microtransactions so much. I'd rather them just charge $10 or $15 for this and you just buy it.
Yeah.
But hey, I could be wrong. It could be fairly all right. I was about to say fairly decent, but just all right. It could be all right.
All right. Well, just kind of is there well, no, I think we'll just end it here. Um,
All right. Give our overall score and why,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
You want to go first?
Um, I give the Direct a B plus. Somewhere between a B plus and an A minus. Just for the fact that we're nearing the end of this cycle, and they're still putting out stuff that looks like and they had a fair amount of things. At least I thought that was
worth playing.
Worth playing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so I give it a B plus. Now I'm grading on a scale because the last few Nintendo Directs have been some bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, they have not been good. So for them to have a fairly decent one and a reason for you to turn on your Switch is good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
That
good.
being said, um, these games weren't you know everything in a bag of chips. All right,
Yeah.
but considering that, like I said, the last few directs have been shit, like terrible, and this one is was fairly decent. They had something like I'm a JRPG fanboy, so the sheer amount of JRPGs on offer was like, oh my god, okay. Um, so I like that, but everything else I was kind of like, eh. There was very few like I don't give a shit about this in here. So like I said, B plus.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd like to give your sign off and we can call it a night.
All right. This is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor of BS Busters. I will be having a podcast tomorrow night. I'm going to be talking about, well, I mean, I was going to talk about the direct, but there's some other shit that's floating around that we'll also be going on about. Um, we'll speculate on whether or not we're at the end of all these people getting fired because this shit's getting annoying. Just people getting fired left, right, willy nilly. And we'll go do some deeper speculation on Metroid Prime 4 because I have some thoughts on that little bit that they showed that's I'm like, okay, this looks a little interesting. I have to talk about this. So that'll be worth it. And that's it. That's tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. to 8:30, maybe 9.
Okay. This Kenoshi Abominito. Probably won't have a cast next week, so I might do it every other week. We just had one 2 weeks in a row because there was conferences last week and then the Nintendo Direct this week. So yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you in about 2 weeks. And
All
with
right.
that,
Peace.
you guys have a good week. Have a good weekend. Have a good night.